Alright, we continue our Monday tours, and right now we have a customer complaint of not picking up cleaner from the bucket during the weekly cleaning. So, we're going to get logged into this, and then we're going to try a couple things, and I'll show you how I check and figure out what isn't quite right. So, alright, let's give it a shot. Alright, we are all logged in, and we are going to go to Service, Outputs, Cleaning. And then in cleaning, we are going to, so what we're trying to do right now is, when this unit cleans, it has a valve that shuts the incoming water off, so it'll stop flow of incoming water, and then start drawing from the bucket and sending out. But what can happen is, if that valve fails, it's always getting water from the outside, and the pump will never turn on drawing product from the bucket, which is not what we want. So, my rule of thumb when I'm doing this is, I will turn on one of my waters, just literally any of them. Let's go water dispense. So we are dispensing water that is from the back of the unit. And we're going to take our water inlet valve and turn our water inlet valve off. So that is working correctly. So we know that our white valve that handles shutting the water off is working correctly. And I usually cycle it a couple times, because just because it worked now doesn't mean it's perfect every time. And it's looking good right now, which is good. Alright, so next thing we would look at is the condition of our O-ring that the store is using. Now the O-ring on here is basically gone. So in this case, it's possible that it's picking up air and not actually picking up anything out of the bucket, which, once these start drawing air on a pump, then you're going to have problems. So, next thing we're going to do is swap this guy out. So, out to the truck. Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's actually plug this in and verify that there's actually a problem before we go crazy here. So, back in cleaning, and then we're going to do CIP pump, and we're also going to do one of these open. Water dispense will work. So in this case, we should start seeing draw. Oh, it's trying. So, you can see how much spitting and sputtering there is. My guess would be, if we take this side panel off, we're going to see a bunch of air being drawn in. So let's do that quick, just for, good old sanity's sake. Alright, back in cleaning, we have the side panel off now. So CIP, which is our pump for cleaning, water inlet valve turns off, water dispense on. So it still had some pressure from back when it was drawing, but we can see all the air being drawn. This is why it is super critical on PMs that you swap out that O-ring. So if we had swapped out that O-ring on this PM, we wouldn't have had to roll a truck today. Probably. Maybe it would have failed anyway, but we're going to swap out this O-ring and make sure that it's actually the O-ring and not this fitting right here. So, no big deal. Alright. Old. Not old. So, slap them on quick. So, a little tip, if you are store personnel, or literally anyone trying to clean this, and you have a hard time getting this to feed in, if you just lubricate your O-ring quick, you'll find that you'll have much better results. Alright, let's see if we took care of it. Cleaning. CIP. Water dispense. We'll draw on a little air. There we go. Ah, the power of an O-ring. So, my guess would be it just was not drawing as much cleaner as it should, and it's sitting and spitting and sputtering and not drawing the whole thing. So, there you go. Sometimes it's as simple as a 5-cent O-ring. Well, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out on this Monday with me. We'll see you next time.